Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name's Goldwillify, and today I'm going to be going over my thoughts and a kind of review-ish thing for the pre-expansion event for Battle for Azeroth, the War of Thorns, Week 1. I would just like to apologize on this video coming out the day of Week 2. I just wanted to wait the week to make sure that they didn't throw something new at me and then have to go back and redo this whole video. Nothing's changed, so as soon as I'm done with week 2, I'm gonna be making a review video on that and hopefully get that a bit earlier. So I'm gonna be doing this in two sections: lore and gameplay. Lore just being pretty much how the story's going so far, and gameplay being what exactly we are doing, if anything new's been added, and how it feels to play through this pre-expansion event. So I'm going to be starting with the Horde, since they are the aggressors in this scenario. They're the ones on offense. Everything kind of begins with them. So you start by getting called to a conference with Sylvanas. Talking to her, you find out that the Horde have been sending troops towards Silithus, but turns out it's a front in order to fool the Alliance. Sylvanas' actual goal is to capture Teldrassil. Now, from her words, the reason she wants to capture Teldrassil is so that it cuts off the main Alliance foothold in Kalimdor for being able to transfer Azerite. Now, the Exodore still exists. I'm just saying. The Exodore is still a thing. It's also closer to Silithus than Teldrassil is. Just saying. Also, the Alliance won't actually attempt to re-siege the city and try to take it back, since they're going to capture it. They're going to keep the civilians alive to use them as kind of like a defensive meat shield, because the Alliance won't kill off their own civilians. So this is kind of the weird part. The reason Sylvanas wants to cut off the Alliance's supply line is because she states that if the Alliance gets any Azerite, Anduin will create weapons and turn them on the Horde at some point. Now it's weird, because are we talking about the same Anduin here? Anduin, the very passive, enjoys peace and unity and creating bonds. That Anduin, I can see where she's coming from if she was talking about Gen Greymane, because they've got that whole hatred thing going on. They've gotten in a couple of scraps with each other, but not Anduin. Anduin's the king of the Alliance. I don't feel like he would be the one that would intentionally just start a war. So after you speak with the war chief, she sends you to meet Saurfang, who then sends you to Astronar. You meet a new rogue buddy who has this cool little poison that can almost insta-kill anybody who uses it on. I don't know why they're not mass-producing that, because that's amazing, but whatever. So you're sent into Astronar with him to kill off the guards, so that way you can take over the town. However, you can actually use the poison on civilians to kill them off, even though it's not required. But apparently they all die anyway, because when you get there on an Alliance character, there are so many wisps. So after murdering some Night Elves, you're sent to go establish a base camp, and then sent to go check on Sylvanas. Basically after this, it's just the march on Teldrassil. The only thing of note lore-wise here is when you have to establish a foothold in Darkshore. You're sent to kill off some furbolgs that have been going crazy, and the Horde are going to take over their village for their own. Don't worry though, Sylvanas says that you're just borrowing it for the time being, and the elders are going to thank you for the peace you're bringing. Do you see why it seems like she's kind of manipulating you here? I'm not sure if they're doing this on purpose, or if that's just kind of how she talks, but it really feels like I'm being manipulated by her right now. Anyway, at this point, we're just waiting for Saurfang to show up, which is for week 2. Which is happening today. And on the Alliance side, it starts out pretty similar. You get called to speak with Anduin. Speaking with Anduin, you find that he wants to send you to Silithus in order to oversee the Alliance forces that are there to collect Azerite. They are there to collect Azerite because the Horde is sending an army to collect it. Meaning that from this viewpoint, it appears that the Horde is starting the war. But it's fine. Maybe this is all a big misunderstanding. Maybe the Horde aren't trying to start a war. And then Shaw appears. And it turns out the Horde are marching on Teldrassil. Crap. Okay. So since this is now happening, you're sent to help defend an Alliance city from a Horde invasion. Once again, two sides to every story. It's not really how this is being portrayed right now. So you get sent to Astronar, which you get to see all the damage the Horde has already done, and the dead bodies, and the wisps, and all the wisps. So many wisps. After you honor the dead and kill some assassins, you're sent to go help Malfurion. And not too many things happen here, other than some quests where you help with the defending of Darkshore. After you get all these defensive missions out of the way, these defensive quests, you're then sent to rally the priests, druids, and huntresses in Darnassus, then go speak to Malfurion once again. Other than that, the Alliance don't really have too many impactful moments during this first week scenario. Now, as far as gameplay goes, I've been enjoying the pre-patch and this pre-event, as the quests give everyone a good chance to practice how their classes will be playing in basic world PvE, and it really gives you a chance to figure out what you want to main for BFA. They also open up some new world quests for everyone to do that helps get your character up to speed before BFA launches, each one giving you pretty high item level gear, especially for alts, that even allowed me to replace my artifact pretty quickly, which feels kind of cheap considering I spent a whole expansion powering that thing up, but whatever. Some of the quests are just copies of the story quests that are done in week 1, but it works here that we would be doing repetitive quests like that since this is a war effort, so it makes sense that we're still battling for resources or attacking each other or defending. I honestly do wish there's a bit more to do for the first week, however, because you can complete each scenario in like 20 minutes. All in all, I'm really liking the War of Thorns pre-event. It makes me feel like I'm a bit more involved with the war, since I was kind of worried that they were just going to drop us into the expansion and shove exposition on us. But it really makes me feel good that I'm going to be here for the start of the war, rather than watching it happen in a cutscene and then just getting thrown into the middle of it. I can't wait to see what they do for week 2, and I'm really hoping they give a little bit more flushed out story for what's going on with Sylvanas, and I kind of hope they give us a little bit more information on the burning of Teldrassil. I will have a video on that, on my ideas of what's going to happen, just my theories. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. If you didn't, please leave a dislike and put a comment in and telling me how I could improve these videos. I'm still trying to get used to these kind of review videos, so please be kind if you do leave a comment. If you want to see more from me, go ahead and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.